I'm going to turn this Skar King and Shimo into some awesome custom figures. As you know, the Playmates figures are good, but they're lacking some major paint detail, and that's what I'm going to do in this video. The first thing I'm doing is cutting up some small plastic water bottles. I'm going to put the paint in there instead of putting it in a cup because I ain't trying to do no dishes. I put water in the bottles and then poured paint right after and then mixed it together. The technique that I'm going to be using is called black wash, and this is what it means in case you're wondering. This is the technique that I'll be using to customize the Shimo figure. The reason why I'm going with a black wash is because the paint is diluted, and then when I spread it all over the figure and wipe it off, it's going to then bring out the sculpted detail that you can barely see due to the lack of paint. I use this technique throughout the entire figure except the blue spikes. And then for Skar King, I mix brown and black paint together so that way I can get a dark brown color. I forgot to mention I also added a little bit of water to the paint as well. And this is what it looks like on the figure. Now keep in mind I am going to wipe this off so that way some color can stay. Now after repeating the process a bunch of time and adding some small paint details, this is how the figures came out. Let's start off by looking at Shimo. As you can see, the black wash really brought out the details of the figure. Now, it's not completely perfect because this is one of the few times I ever tried this technique out, but I think it really did bring out the scales and sculpted detail within the figure. I know it's hard to see, but another small detail that I did was repaint the eyes. I first did one layer of metallic blue and then added a blue dot on top. Speaking of metallic blue, I even painted some of the crystals on his head with the metallic blue color just so it can stand out a bit. However, for the back crystals, I didn't use any metallic blue. The reason being is because I really liked the clear plastic that they went with and I didn't want to overdo it. But for the tail, I did add some of that metallic blue. I didn't add a lot because again, I didn't want to overdo it with the paint detail. And now it's time for Skar King, and this is personally my favorite figure. My biggest goal with this was to make him dirty. One of the things that I tried to capture was his glowing eyes. This is a screenshot from the trailer. I used some metallic blue and then added a white dot on top of it to make it look like it's glowing. Like I said before, my biggest goal with this figure was to make him look dirty. I felt like the one shade of red that they used just didn't work. I even painted the whiplash accessory so that way it doesn't look plain. And I personally think this came out awesome. The black wash really brings out the detail within the figure. And the dirt just makes it look more natural because Skar King doesn't look clean in the trailer. I even made sure to paint the feet because I know bro does not have clean toes. Let's do a comparison. The one on the left is the original Playmates figure and the one on the right is my custom. And the same thing applies to the Shimo figure. The paint job isn't perfect, but this shows that just a little bit of paint can bring out so much within the figure. And that's the end of this video, everyone. Make sure to like this video and comment down below which custom you like more. And I'll see you all in the next one.